Hey, I'm Kelly. Welcome to class. We are going to be working on core strength entirely on the floor. So you need a mat, which you should lay out, slide onto me like this. Also, a small squishy ball or a small firm cushion will work too. Some water for hydration. Shoes are optional. Let's get started with our warm-up. We'll warm up standing up and then we'll go to the mat. Put your ball to the side. Bring your feet a little wider than your shoulders. Soften your knees and lengthen out through your waistline. Roll your shoulders back. Big shoulder rolls. Let's do 2 more shoulder rolls. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, pull down. Hands on the thighs, hinge at the hips. Lift up. Press the hips forward and open through the front of the body. Stretch. Hinge at the hips. Soften the knees. Lift up, press the hips forward. Let's do that 2 more times. Hinge, stretching the back body, lift up, and open the front of your body. 1 more time. Hinge, soft knees, long neck, long spine, open the front of the body. Squat down and up. Let's start to heat the body up with some squats. Make sure all 10 toes are facing forward. Sit back, keep your chest up. Let's do 4 more. Sitting back. Now, squat down. Come up and rotate to the left. Squat down. Come up and rotate to the right. When you rotate, release the heel and swivel the foot. Release the left heel. Squat, come up and rotate. One more each side. Squat and reach. Reach side to side, reach across. Spinal rotation is a great way to warm up your postural muscles. Pull back through your opposite elbow. Thumb up. Reach out level with your shoulders. Swivel the foot. Pull back through your opposite elbow. Shoulders away from the ears. Let's do 4, 3, 2, standing tall, shift side to side. Now shift. All 10 toes face forward, 1 knee bends, 1 leg is straight. Hinge at the hips, coming forward with the torso and reach. Pull back through your opposite elbow, rotate slightly through your torso. 4, 3, 2, hold to the right. Now sit back. Come up. Again, same side. 2 more on the right. Last one. Go across to the left. Come up each time, fully extending your hips. Sit back through the hips, feeling a stretch in the right inner thigh. Hold here. Now turn your toes out. Heels are turned in to 10 and 2. Squat down and open through your inner thighs and shift a little side to side. Stretching your groin. Drop your right shoulder down. Look up over your left shoulder. Switch sides. Drop your left shoulder down. Press the left knee back. Look over your right shoulder. Come back to the center. Open through your inner thighs and come up. Bring your toes straight ahead. Separate your feet. Roll your shoulders back and let's head to the mat. I'm going to start my timer. Okay, side lying first. Now, come to the mat on your side and place the ball or the cushion between your rib and your pelvis. Bring your hand behind your head, straighten your top leg and stack your hips, stack your shoulders, lift the top leg. Now your elbows on the floor, lift your shoulders and take your elbow off the floor. Now this looks really easy, but in fact it's really challenging. Anytime you need to take a break, you put the elbow down, take a little rest, and then you pick the elbow back up to join back in. We're holding each move for about 40 seconds. Breathe, keep your shoulders stacked, keep your hips stacked. Strengthening the core with this exercise is no joke. Almost there. 3, 2, come down. All right, bring the ball into the hand that was on top. Bring your feet off the floor like you're sitting in a chair. Straight arm, press it to the inside of your knee. Bring your other hand up. Press. Now opposite arm and leg stretches out and in. You can bend the elbow or keep the arm straight. You can keep the leg all the way out and in like this, or you can keep it bent. I'm going to keep mine bent. If you straighten your arm and leg, it is more challenging. So it's up to you to do what feels best. Inhale as you reach, exhale as you lower. Inhale as you reach, exhale as you come up. Brace your core, no movement in the torso. Last one, and come up. Roll onto your side, press up, and let's go to the other side. Bottom leg bent at 90 degrees. Ball comes between the rib and the pelvis. Hand behind the head, straight top leg, lift it off the floor, and then stack your shoulders, lift your elbow off the floor. Now, shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. Try not to lean back. That's the tendency that we do to cheat. So keep the shoulders stacked, keep the hips stacked, lengthen the torso, keep your breath moving. You can drop the elbow down to take a break or pick it back up again, and then when you're ready, keep going and breathe. 3, 2, 1, come down. Roll onto your back. Take the ball with the arm that was on top. Pick your feet up off the floor like you're sitting in a chair and keeping the arms straight, bring the ball to the inside of the opposite knee. Other hand comes up. You can either keep the arm straight or bend the elbow. Here we go. Arm bent or arm straight. Press the hand into the ball. Press the knee into the ball. Brace your core. Bracing your core. Inhale and exhale. Keep breathing. So you inhale as you reach, exhale as you come up. One more. Good. Feet down. Put your ball to the side. Bring your hands behind your head. Elbows are in your peripheral vision, so you can see your elbows. Pick your feet up off the floor. Opposite arm and leg rotates towards the opposite knee as you stretch the other leg out. Keep one shoulder on the floor. Here we go. One shoulder stays on the floor. The other shoulder rotates across. Make sure you're just resting your head in your hands. You're not pulling with your hands. Keep one shoulder down and one shoulder rotates. Last one, each way. Good. Okay. Whew, that's a good start. Take your ball or your cushion and place it underneath your pelvis, but not underneath your lower back. So it's right at your tailbone. Palms of your hands face up. Pick your feet up off the floor like you're sitting in a chair. 90-degree bend at the hips, 90-degree bend lifting knees. Drop one leg down and come up, other leg down and come up. Now there's no movement in the torso. You want to make this more challenging, pick your arms, hands off the floor, bend your elbows. You want a greater challenge, bring your arms straight up from your shoulders, like Frankenstein. Slowly lower the heel and lift up. No movement in the torso. Down and up. And put your feet on the floor. Pick your hips up off the floor, off the ball, and bring the ball in between your legs. Bring your feet closer together. Your feet are the same distance apart as your knees when you squeeze the ball. Flex your ankles. Bridge. So squeeze the ball, keep squeezing on the ball. Lift the hips, lower the hips. Now, while this works the hips and the inner thighs, I want you to work your pelvic floor. So it's like you're trying to stop the flow of urine each time you come up. Squeeze the pelvic floor, so lift the pelvic floor up each time you come up and squeeze the ball. So you're using your inner thighs, pelvic floor, and glutes together. Very important. Done. Okay. Separate your feet, lift the hips up, put the ball back underneath your pelvis. Palms of the hands face up. Pick your feet up off the floor like you're sitting in a chair, 90-degree bend at the hips and knees. Lower one leg and lift up. Now the other leg comes down. Make sure you're not pulling the knee in as you lower the leg. Your options here are to bend your elbows, hands off the floor, or straighten your arms, arms off the floor. Your core is braced. The leg drops straight down. The knee angle doesn't change. So you're not lowering your foot close to your rear. You're taking it away from your rear and just moving from the hip rather than from the knee. Last one. Put your feet down. Lift the hips. Pick the ball out from underneath your hips. Bring the ball in between your knees. Feet the same distance apart as your knees, palms face up, hands on the floor, flex the ankles, squeeze the ball. Bridge, up, and slowly down with the hips. Now, this bridge, there's more going on than what it looks like. You're squeezing your pelvic floor each time you lift up. Squeeze your inner thighs completely throughout the movement. And as you lift up, you squeeze the pelvic floor. Do a little contraction in the pelvic floor each time you come up. Squeeze the ball, up and down with the hips. Last one. Very good. Pick your feet up off the floor and bring the ball behind your knees and tuck your feet in, cross your ankles. Squeeze the ball down, palms of your hands face up. Chin stays in a neutral position, neck is neutral. Curl the hips and down. Lift your tailbone up. Tailbone lifts, let your head, neck and shoulders stay down. Little reverse curl. Exhale each time you curl the hips up. Keep your feet tucked right down next to your rear. If the ball is moving, it means you're lifting your heels. Keep your heels tucked down. So tuck the heels down. One more. And down. Okay. Roll onto your side and come up. Face me. Lean forward and tuck the ball right in to your tailbone like a bunny rabbit's tail. Bring your hands onto the front of your shins. Lift your chest, scoop your tailbone just a little, and lean back. Earthquake, earthquake. Release the hands and reach them forward from the shoulders. Now you might notice a contraction in your core. Lift your chest, lean back just a little bit more to increase it. The ball or the cushion is supporting your back, so make sure it's right behind you. To increase the difficulty, you're going to reach the hands up. Now you might start to shake. I'm shaking, I've got a little vibration going on. It's just like a plank, we're holding it and breathing. We're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, hands on the knees. Take a break. Now, we're going to add rotation to the right. So same exercise, but we'll add rotation to the right. So just take a moment. Keep your feet and hips absolutely square, so your navel stays pointing between your knees. Reach your hands. Take your right elbow back, touch the floor, and come forward. Same side. Right side and forward. Right side and forward. Right side and forward. We're almost there. You're going to work the oblique muscles, muscles that work rotation. One more. Good. Bring your hands back onto your knees. Recover. Back to earthquake. And then we'll do the rotation on the other side. So earthquake and then earthquake with rotation to the left. And then we've got a plank. Okay. Scoop the tailbone, lift the chest, lean back, release the hands. Now, you can stay here. Anytime you need to take a break, you just bring the hands back and pull yourself forward on your knees. Otherwise, you're holding here and you're starting to reach the hands up. Now, the most advanced position is to have your arms right beside your ears. I'm slightly lower than that. It's up to you to find a position that feels challenging and doable. Challenging and doable. Lift your chest, scoop the tailbone, lean back just a little more. Brace your core. Bring your hands onto your knees. Lift up, just take a break. Now we've got earthquake with rotation. We're going to go to the left. So your left elbow is going to rotate back, tap the floor behind you is the goal. Okay, here we go. Find your earthquake, reach your hands. Here we go. Tap back and come forward. Rotate back and come forward. Rotate back and come forward. Almost there. I'm sure you're feeling it. Rotate back and come forward. Rotate back and come forward and done. Okay, move the ball to the side and come onto your forearms for a plank. Walk your knees back and walk your arms forward, shifting your shoulders towards your elbows. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees. Now touch the knees, lift the knees. Touch the knees, lift the knees. Keep the back of your head lifted. Try not to hunch through your upper back. Press your chest towards the mat. Keep the back of your head lifted. Touch and lift. Two more. And come down. Okay. Now roll onto your back and take your ball. shift forward on my mat. Okay, here's our last series of movements. Hand to knee pass. Bring the ball into the hands, straight up from the shoulders. Pick the feet up off the floor and brace your core. Bend your knees at 90 degrees. Bring the ball between the knees, stretch out and touch. Take the ball into your hands, stretch out and touch. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. There should be no movement in your torso. This is quite a challenging exercise. So there's no movement in the torso. Good. Now put the ball to the side, roll onto your side, and come to all fours for a static bird dog. Spread your fingers, knees under hips, hands underneath shoulders, back of the neck long, core braced. Opposite arm and leg stretches out and stays there. Now keep your hips square and level. Your thumb points straight up towards the ceiling. The palm faces inwards, not downwards. Keep the weight evenly distributed between one hand and the other knee. Your core is braced. Hips are square and level. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Back onto your back. Via your side. Okay. Hand to knee pass. Hand to knee pass. Bring the ball up. Flatten out your back. Bring the ball between the knees. Stretch the arms and the legs down and up. Hands, ball comes to the hand. Stretch the arms and the legs away and come up. Here we go. Open and up. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze the ball between your knees. Reach and in. Reach it out and in. Last one. Good. Roll into your side and come to all fours again. Other side. So we just hold it. Spread your hands. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Opposite arm and leg. This time the other side stretches out and stays there. Hips square and level. Thumb up, palm in. Keep the weight evenly distributed between your hand and your knee. Hips square and level. Brace your core. Keep the back of your head lifted so you're not dropping your head. Reach and stretch. Hips square. Don't lift that hip pike up. 3, 2, and come down. Final plank. Final plank. It's a plank with an optional twist. Now you can just hold a straight plank or you can add a twist. Come onto your forearms, bring your shoulders forward, tuck your toes under, come into a plank. Now twist your hips to one side, come up, knees down, straighten your legs, twist to the other side, twist, up, knees down, lift the knees, twist, come up, knees down, lift the knees. Keep the back of your head lifted, up, knees down, knees up, twist, lift, knees down, knees up. Last one, twist, lift, knees down and come down onto your thighs and hips. Bring the palms of your hands straight out from your shoulders. Press your shoulders down, stretch out your feet, point your tailbone towards the floor and press your chest, extending your spine and stretching your abdominals. Now lower your chest, bring your hands under your shoulders, press back. Open your toes, open your knees, touch your toes and sit back. Stretching the shoulders. Only go back as far as you can go. Press your chest down. Pressing your chest down. And then come forward again. Hips down. Chest presses between your hands. Squeeze your glutes. Look forward. Press your shoulders down and back, pressing your chest between your arms. Stretching the chest, well, a little bit through the chest, but a lot through your abdominals. Now come down with your chest, bring your hands under your shoulders, press back. Open your knees, touch your toes, and sit back. Just as far as you can sit back. Just sit back as far as you can sit back. And then come up. Roll onto your back. Pull your knees into your body. Release one side. Pull the other leg all the way in. Pull both knees in again. And release the other side. Stretch that leg all the way out and pull the other knee all the way in. And both knees in, feet on the floor, arms out to the side to side with the hips. Stretching and loosening the spine. And roll onto your side. And let's come up to standing. First come to your knees and hands. Tuck your one toe under and bring the other leg forward. And we're going to stop halfway up. So come halfway up. And then come up. Rotate side to side with your body. Let your arms just swing. Just let your arms swing. Swivel the foot. Rotate the whole body. The feet rotate. Swiveling on the ball of the foot, letting the arms just swing. Hold here. Hands on the hips, circle the hips in one direction and circle the hips in the other direction. Hinge at the hips, stretching the hamstrings, the backs of your thighs. Lift up. Press the hips forward and extend the hips, opening through the hips. Brace your core. And lift up. Hinge at the hips. Sitting back, knees soft. Lift up. Press the hips forward. And come up. Roll your shoulders back. Those planks can cause a little tension in the neck and shoulders. So let's just finish with a nice neck stretch. Reach your fingertips down towards the floor. Tilt your right ear over to your right shoulder. Stretch the left side of your neck. And then roll your left shoulder back. Just feel that stretch down the left side of your neck. Good. Lift up. Tilt your left ear over to your left shoulder. Reach your fingertips down and then roll your right shoulder around and back. Stretching the right side of your neck. And press back. Lift up. Roll both shoulders back. Inhale, reach out to the side. Exhale, float the arms down, roll your shoulders back. We are done. Having a strong core is essential to your posture and alignment. I hope you enjoyed this important class with me today. Can't wait to move with you again. Bye for now.